Hi again, everyone. This video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's their story. First, Ollie, happy holidays, sending you and see my best. I wanted to share a story quickly. I think it'll be quick. Today, I received a funny, jovial, and loving card with a loving signature from one of my narc parents. Inside the card was a long, computer-typed and printed letter. You can imagine what was in it: attempted manipulation, self-victimization, etc. In it, it stated how I have chosen to wake up one day and hate every single family member. Note, they didn't take any self-responsibility. And the truth is, it is really just the two narc parents and their enablers that created this and continue to. It called me it called me angry and suggested that I am missing something. Basically, in a covert way, that I am sick and that they can only imagine how I encourage other people with unconditionally loving family members to also behave like me. Blah, blah, blah. This letter went on for an entire sheet in size 9 font. It was a last-ditch effort to skewer me and make me either one, respond with hatred, or two, come back to the family unit. What was most sad, but expected in the letter, was the fact that there was zero introspection whatsoever. And the tactics are old, so old. The same tactics that pushed me far away in the first place. That said, after almost a year of no contact, it just made it even easier. Unconditional love is something so different than this. If I just received only the funny card, I will admit it made me want to reach back with a quick "I love you too," but have no contact. But the amazing part of it was the letter inside. They can, yeah, because they can't help themselves. Look, like I said, this is narcissistic programming, especially around the holidays. And holiday cards is another opportunity to gaslight you, okay, and to take zero responsibility for their actions, blame you, basically put it out there that you're crazy, and now you have this power to control everybody. And it's funny how that works. In your parents' letter, you know, you just became crazy out of nowhere, okay? And then other times, you were like this your entire life, like with me and with others. And I believe that was said in some of your other, but I could be wrong. It doesn't matter whether it makes sense or not. They can't help themselves. They're throwing it out there, hoping it sticks to the wall. When they do this, they are in dire need of supply. It means you're winning. It means you're winning. And I heard another YouTuber I was listening to, not narcissism related, something else. Um, but he said, you know, the problem in a line. He was talking about a different set of circumstances, not narcissism, but it fits into narcissism. Why this is so damaging to us? Okay, because what we need to see to help us heal, and the truth will set you free. But the truth will also piss you off to no end. And that's when you have to deal with all that anger and that bullshit of your past. And it sucks because it's like chemotherapy. And there's a lot of questions that, let's just say, for the medical term of chemotherapy, we know it's poison, we know it's radiation, we know it makes you sick, but they do that because it's for the greater good of killing that cancer. So no contact, in a way, I think, is a lot like what chemotherapy is supposed to be. You get all this poisons and toxins pumped in your body to kill a bigger toxin, which is overall going to end up taking your life. That's the problem. It's the same deal with going no contact. No contact is your chemotherapy to the cancer that is narcissism. And the problem is, the treatment, will make you just as angry and just as sick as the abuse. But eventually, the treatment, hopefully, the treatment kills the cancer and doesn't end up killing you. I mean, that's pretty much narcissism in a nutshell. They just cannot be out of control. Everything will always be a blame and manipulation. Your video about the holidays was spot on. It is the same with birthdays too. They try to nail you where it counts, right in the nuts. That's right. They will never let you. The narcissist will always steal your spotlight. That is an older video of mine, but it's a good one. And if you haven't watched that, go back and look at The Narcissist Will Always Steal Your Spotlight, because that's what they do. It doesn't matter. They'll ruin any event. They'll ruin every holiday. They'll use it as an opportunity, if you're no contact, to gaslight you and to try to draw you back into supply. It's just what they do. I guess maybe I wanted to send this for people who are either not yet no contact or who are recently no contact. Letters like this can re-trigger the chemicals in the brain that make a person truly question themselves. But the trick is to see that these chemicals were awful, horrendous survival chemicals present so long ago. They are not current chemicals, rather from the past. I hope for no one to get caught up in the tricks of the mind that can arise from the unsolicited narcissistic contact. Finally, it is obvious that my narcissistic families, the main ones at least, the narc parents, is grabbing at straws. The letter says like 5 different things: that I am to blame, but I am unconditionally loved. They supported and did everything for me, that I am sick, and also that they can't wait to have me back in the family. It's so crazy. They can't wait. So they'll already, you see what that is? And that isn't important, that last line. They can't wait to get you back in the family. Sorry. Oh. They can't wait. So that's already assuming your decision. Look at that gaslight. That is a major gaslight. We know you're going to be back. We can't wait. We know you're sick. All of that led up to the last line. We can't wait to get you back into the family. They're already letting you know what you're going to be blamed for. Trying to give you an out. And at the end, they said, we know this is only temporary. Right? This is how you know they never change. This is how you know they can't be argued with, reasoned with. They don't empathize. They don't admit to anything. How long have you been no contact? Tactics haven't changed. Same tactics that I've said video after video when they come after you after no contact that they do. And here it is again. Like it's like a stocking. What was this? A stocking stuffer? In their stocking hanging with care by the narcissistic fireplace? Sure seems that way, doesn't it? We know you'll be back. That is the ultimate gaslight right there. That is the line, man. That is the line right there. So that's going to hurt you. That's going to make you sick. And that's going to anger you. And your no contact, where you can see this clearly, your chemotherapy just stirs up that anger again for many of us. Your chemotherapy makes you judge, and it's hard to decipher which is the chemotherapy, which is doing the real damage. Well, the real damage obviously is from the narcissist. So you can only hope eventually your chemotherapy, your no contact, will outlast the narcissist. And when they're parents, usually they will, because they're going to die first, and they usually go off the deep end at the end, as we've seen in video after video for people who have been no contact for any period of time. Finally, it is obvious that my narc family, the main ones, oh wait, I'm sorry. It's so crazy. The supply is gone and the people are probably going to really go downhill the more the supply is not there. Correct. It is so important not to feel guilty when people go downhill or get sick just because the supply is gone. Anyhow, that's my recent story. The desperation to provoke guilt and self-questioning within me on the part of the narcissist is incredible this time. The worst part is they believe what they are saying. No, they don't. No, they don't believe any of it. Because look at the inconsistencies in what they say. They know it's lie. They know they're lying. They know they're lying to each other. They know they're lying. They just don't call each other on it. They don't believe this shit. Stay strong, never stop speaking out, and never stop your channel. We are coming around the bend, and now 2017 is going to be amazing. P.S. I forgot a few important classic NARC key phrases prevalent in the letter. We will not be perfect, but we accept one another. And you have really missed incredible moments and fun times. And basically us versus you, like everywhere. A lot of N-isms. Of course. Look, that's the old adage. Like your friends go out, you decide to stay home, or you're with your girlfriend or boyfriend to do something, and they tell you about all the shit you missed. All the shit you missed. Oh, you should have been there. You should have been there. Should have been there. And like my buddy Tommy was the one my mother bashed on the original phone call, the drug addict. But he had this problem, where he didn't want to miss anything. He didn't want to miss anything. So he had this group of friends he would hang out with that would get him into trouble. That's how he ended up down that path. So I had a girlfriend, which was my ex-wife at the time. So it was like almost this struggle, and he was always afraid he was going to miss something. Finally, I said to him one day, he's like, every time they go out, I fucking miss everything good. I'm like, well, I've gone out with you and them, right? Yeah, a lot, right? Yeah. And what happens every time we go out with them? We stand around, it gets fucking boring. We usually bounce after an hour. Right. So why do you think it would be any different when you're not, when you're there, when you're not there, huh? Or is it they just can't fucking lie to you about it because he had money and a lot of them were using him for money and whatnot. Like, don't you get it? Don't you get it? Like, kind of like the epiphany went off in his head. He's like, oh my God. Oh, you're right. Of course I'm right. And that's just it. That's what the narcissist does. It's real easy to lie about things and tell you how great they are when you're not there. Duh. Like, it's to be laughed at. So, thank you again for all your support. Thank you for the story. It's a good one. I think it's a pretty fitting one, being that the time of the year it is. Okay. But I think the overall message in your letter, I don't even think you realized it when you wrote it, is really how the no contact can be. You can't confuse it. You can't confuse the anger from the no contact with the abuse that was doled out by the narcissist. You can't. And you could see here they never change. And they're still using the same tactics, this time in a letter. You'll be back. You'll be back. No, I won't. So, thank you again for your contribution. Thank you for your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover or a narcissist you'd like to expose. Also, if you'd like a private Skype or a private video made, you know what to do with the PayPal and the email link in the description box. I'll try to get the video right back to you. This is Ali Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again shortly. Bye.